I got one message for Monday Night Raw. Take your women's division and shove it up Mick Foley's ass. Smackdown Live review for January 17th, 2017. Let's talk about it. If you guys didn't hear me in the opening, I will reiterate what I just said. Hey, Monday Night Raw, why don't you take the women's division and the cringe that we see on Mondays with Bayley and Charlotte and Sasha and Nia and shove it up Mick Foley's ass. And while you're at it, you can give some of that to Stephanie McMahon too, because Monday Night Raw is fucking terrible. I love Tuesday nights, man. I really do. It's simple. It's easy. I don't have to come on here and fucking sweat like Olajuwon at the fucking foul line. I don't have to do none of that shit, man. All I gotta do on Tuesdays is watch the show, come on here, be positive, talk about wrestling for about a half an hour, upload it, and go to sleep. Normally on Mondays, I'm awake, and I'm fucking drifting away into dreamland, and then I gotta do a review, half asleep, and then I gotta upload it, and I gotta wait, and by the time it's all done, it's 1:30, and then I can't get to sleep, because every time I drift off into fucking dreamland, Monday Night Raw is just there, giving me nightmares. I hate it. I hate Monday nights, man, I really do. But, I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight on the SmackDown Live review, January 17th, 2017. We are 2 weeks away from the Royal Rumble, less than 2 weeks away from the Royal Rumble, and it should be an exciting 2 weeks as we begin the road to WrestleMania. If you guys missed anything previously that I did, the UK tournament, Off The Script, I got a few Off The Script extras. I uploaded another episode of the Broken Brilliance of Broken 9 to 5. John Cena versus Broken 9 to 5 for the United States Championship, WWE 2K17. Will the United States Championship become broken? And what is the future of that championship on SmackDown Live? You gotta go watch it. It's fucking epic. 45 minutes of my commentary and just an all-out good time. I also want to make mention, guys, before we get into the review, I got a slew of new sponsors, and I'm fucking proud of it, and I want you guys to take advantage of what I got. Tonight's show and tonight's podcast is being brought to you by Audible.com. Audible is giving you guys access to one free audio book of your choice. You got over 180,000 choices to choose from. If you guys want to listen to Chris Jericho's latest book, if you guys want to listen to the Death of WCW's book, Daniel Bryan's book, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels got a book, Hulk Hogan, Brock Lesnar even has a book, Stephanie McMahon's going to be having a book. If you guys want a free audio book to take with you on the road, in the car, on the school bus, at lunch at school, at the office, I'm giving you one free audio book. All you got to do is go to audibletrial.com/offthescript. Sign up for free. You got 30 days to try the service. If you don't like it, cancel anytime. It's not going to cost you a goddamn fucking thing, and you still get to keep your audio book, man. So check that out. They are sponsoring the SmackDown Live review tonight. Now, SmackDown started off, and before we even get into what started SmackDown off, there was news all over social media about Shane McMahon. Hours before the show, he was going to announce that something big was going to happen. Now, he came out and he had this big announcement when nobody knew what it was. We didn't know whether he was going to announce himself as one of the 30 in the Royal Rumble. Thank God he didn't, because there probably would have been backlash on that, just like there was when he entered himself into the Survivor Series match, Raw vs. SmackDown, and pretty much took over Baron Corbin's spot. We didn't know what he was going to talk about, but he did come out to start the show, and I had all the fucking pesky goons on Twitter. Oh well, JD, look at Shane McMahon starting the show. Look at Shane McMahon, an authority figure starting the show, man, but where's the criticism for SmackDown, you fucking hypocrite? Really? How many times have we seen Shane McMahon in the last few weeks? Once in the last month, I would say. So, if he's making a big announcement for the brand, why wouldn't the commissioner be there? You fucking clown. But you know what? We didn't see Daniel Bryan tonight. We didn't see none of Daniel Bryan tonight. So Shane McMahon took the place of the authority figure, and it was because there was something of importance that took place. Something of importance was said. We don't see both of them. They're not overwhelming the fucking show with authoritative power like Monday Night Raw. You see Stephanie, you always see Mick Foley. Like a fucking lapdog, like a fucking bitch, like Mick Foley is. That's what he is. He's Stephanie McMahon's bitch. And you guys like that though, right? Yeah, the Monday Night Raw fucking crew. Yeah, you love that, right? When we see SmackDown, it's usually one or the other. And if we see both of them, we know it's of great importance. So, at least, hopefully, some of you guys can distinguish what you're watching, and you're not quick to judge who's a hypocrite or not. Shane McMahon was there because there was an important announcement, and what he stated was, they're already building towards the Elimination Chamber. For weeks, we were wondering what the Elimination Chamber was going to be used for. Remember the leaked poster that had John Cena and AJ Styles on it, 2 out of 3 falls? We figured that something was going to happen at the Royal Rumble, and then a rematch would have been booked at the Elimination Chamber with some type of stipulation. Maybe the Chamber would be used for a number 1 contendership. Maybe the Elimination Chamber would be used to crown an Intercontinental Champion, something along those lines. But it looks like the Chamber is going to be used for the WWE Championship. 6 men will enter the Chamber, and only 1 will emerge the champion. Now, I got a few ideas about what is going to happen here. Sound off in the comments below. Let me know what you guys are thinking, okay? I automatically thought that if this is going to be a WWE Championship Elimination Chamber, more than likely a Monday Night Raw superstar is going to win the Royal Rumble. I'm still sticking with that. I think it's going to be a Monday Night Raw superstar. Who it's going to be, I don't know. Hopefully Sami Zayn. If not, I'm going with Braun Strowman. If it's not Braun Strowman, I'm going with fucking Finn Balor. Simple as that. Those are my 3 picks, okay? But here's what I'm thinking. AJ Styles and John Cena are fighting for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. Now, I initially threw out the thought of AJ retaining the title at the Royal Rumble. And then he would get pissed and have to enter the chamber because Shane McMahon said so. And what it really looked like in this opening segment, because as soon as Shane McMahon mentioned this Elimination Chamber situation, AJ Styles came out. And I reported on Off The Script that there were rumors going around that Shane McMahon and AJ Styles were headed for a showdown at WrestleMania. That is the plan right now. And it certainly looked like, if you guys were watching, the frustration on AJ Styles and the stern attitude on Shane McMahon, it really looked like seeds being planted in the very early stages for this matchup. Okay, so that's initially what I was thinking. AJ Styles and John Cena, my first thought was that AJ was going to retain and then go into the chamber and then lose the title to John Cena, and then that would cause AJ Styles to get upset and he would feud with Shane McMahon, saying that it's not fair, why are you doing this to me, SmackDown's got no respect for the champion, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Then you guys came to me on Twitter and were like, I don't see AJ Styles walking out of the Alamo Dome with the championship. I think John Cena's going to win it at the Royal Rumble because it's going to be a bigger moment. It's going to be in front of a larger audience. Why would you want to have John Cena win his 16th title reign on a B-level pay-per-view, is what some of you were saying. And I'm like, okay, number one, the Elimination Chamber is not a B-level pay-per-view. Nothing on the road to WrestleMania should be B-level. If you're thinking it's B-level, you could thank WWE for that. But the Elimination Chamber, in no way, shape, or form ever has been B-level. I don't give a fuck if you put 6 blow-up dolls in the Elimination Chamber. That match is important, and that match is going to be a huge foundation for what happens at WrestleMania. So it's not a B-level pay-per-view simply because it's not a dual-branded pay-per-view. It's an A-level pay-per-view. It's going to be a big pay-per-view on the road to WrestleMania, and in no way is it a B-level pay-per-view. So get that out of your fucking head right now. Especially if it's for the WWE Championship. This is the championship that's going to close the fucking show, or I hope so. I hope the Universal title is not going to close the fucking show. Or be the last title defended on the show, whichever they go with. But the Chamber is of great importance, and besides the Royal Rumble, it is my favorite match that WWE has in its back pocket. Okay? So this is what I was thinking. Everybody was proclaiming that if AJ Styles loses at the Chamber, then he's going to be granted a rematch. And I hate this fucking rematch bullshit. WWE always has that up their sleeve, or if a champion loses, he's got an automatic rematch in his clause, contract. It's bullshit. Absolutely bullshit. So you guys were telling me, well, if AJ loses at the Chamber, then he's guaranteed a rematch, right? And his rematch would be at WrestleMania. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Cena does win it at the Royal Rumble. I'm thinking that AJ's rematch is going to be granted to him. He's going to be given a rematch by Shane, and the rematch that Shane grants him is indeed the Elimination Chamber. After that, if he doesn't win it, no more. Done. Okay? Everybody else that's going to be in the Chamber, besides Cena and Styles, have to earn their way into the Chamber, so they'll be qualifying matches. So that's what I'm thinking. And then from there, Cena is going to win in the Chamber, and he's going to go into WrestleMania as the WWE Champion. That's what I'm thinking. And then AJ can feud with Styles, or AJ can feud with now the rumor I'm hearing, which gets me all giddy like a fucking kid in a candy store, right? I'm hearing, and I should have recorded this video for tomorrow. I didn't. I'll probably do it after work tomorrow. AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania. Speechless. You see the fucking moment of silence that I just get? Speechless. I mean, if you don't want to see that match, then you're not a wrestling fan. You should not be watching this channel. You should not be watching the product. You shouldn't even be alive. Who wants to see two 40-year-olds, man? Go fuck yourself. Okay? Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles. Shane McMahon, he doesn't have to fight. I don't want to see Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. And the backlash from what I see, the majority of the people don't want to see Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles anyway. So what if Shane McMahon enlists Kurt Angle to take care of his business? You know, AJ needs to be taught a lesson. AJ needs to be taught a lesson about who the best in the world is. There's no better man right now that you picked up to sign to the company, to return to the company, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. There's no better man right now that can still go and give you a fucking 5-star classic than Kurt Angle. Can you imagine that? Battle over the best in the world right now, Kurt Angle and AJ Styles? Dude, that fucking take my money. Take my fucking money, WWE. You know? So what if it leads to that? I don't know. Who does Cena fight at the WrestleMania main event for the WWE Championship? I'm thinking Samoa Joe. There's only two men. If it's not Styles and it's not The Undertaker, which Meltzer says is canceled, right? I don't see AJ Styles and John Cena again at WrestleMania. Baron Corbin would be the first man I think of off the SmackDown Live roster, but I don't think it's his time yet. I think Baron Corbin wins the Money in the Bank, and then at the end of the year, he cashes in and becomes WWE Champion. Right now might be too soon for Baron Corbin. I'm going with Samoa Joe. I honestly think all indications right now is Samoa Joe for WrestleMania with John Cena. And John Cena might be taking a hiatus because he's got a big movie to film. He's going to be gone most of the summer. So what does that mean? Maybe we get Samoa Joe as the WWE Champion leading the charge for the reset after WrestleMania. Maybe Kurt Angle sticks around. Maybe we get Joe versus Kurt Angle. Maybe we get Joe versus AJ Styles. Maybe we get a fucking triple threat with all three. And then I want to see the fucking clowns come off saying that Monday Night Raw is better. Really? You're going to tell me Monday Night Raw is better when we're watching SmackDown Live with Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, and Samoa Joe? Please, I dare you. I dare you to fucking come at me with that fucking garbage. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. All indications, I think, are leading to Samoa Joe, to be perfectly honest with you. I think Joe's going to be the WWE Champion. I think he deserves it. I think it would be a fucking shock. I think the work that he's put in and the work he showcased in 2016 alone deserves a huge run at the top. I mean, he's not getting any younger. WWE signed him for this type of situation, and look at the work he's done. Look at his body of work. You're not going to find anybody that's done an absolutely exceptional, fantastic job than Samoa Joe in the role that he's been given. He's a perfect heel. He is a perfect heel to go against John Cena. And the intensity that John Cena brings to the table, mixed with Joe's intent. Can you imagine the fucking promos between those guys? Dude, I got fucking chills just thinking about it. WWE has the opportunity to make WrestleMania great, especially for SmackDown. I hope to God they have fucking functioning brains over at Titan Tower. If not, it's a 20-minute drive from where I am, bro. All I gotta do is go over there, knock on some doors, and fucking crack some skulls. Seriously. You got the ingredients to make the fucking greatest meal of all time. Feed us wrestling fans what we want. Please. It is not that difficult. It's like a fucking playground for these kids. Look at how many fucking parts WWE has to fuck around with and give us something epic. If they don't, then clearly, number one, they're not wrestling fans. They don't give a fuck about the fans. They don't give a fuck about the business. And they clearly don't give a fuck about the meaning of WrestleMania. The fans still know what the meaning of WrestleMania is. I don't think the people working for the WWE understand the meaning and the importance of WrestleMania. Joe versus Cena, Angle versus Styles. Take my fucking money and shut your fucking mouth. That's it. That's what I'm thinking. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below, okay? So Styles comes out, and being that we just went over pretty much everything that the opening segment got across, Styles says that it's unfair. Styles says that he's not being treated fairly as the WWE champion. The fans don't respect him. The fans don't appreciate what he did. The fans don't appreciate the title. You know, he's sick of being treated unfairly. So he tells Shane McMahon, what if I say, fuck your chamber, and I take the WWE Championship back to Japan? He mentioned it. He mentioned it tonight right in Shane's face. Cena comes out, and he pretty much stops Cena from talking. He's like, you don't have any room to talk here. You know, Styles says that Cena doesn't even respect him. Styles wanted to know why the fans were against him. He wants to know who's next to come out and steal a spotlight. So clearly, The Miz comes out and says that he's going to win the Intercontinental Championship from Dean Ambrose, and then he's going to win the Royal Rumble, and then he's going to win the WWE Championship, and he's going to be a dual champion, and he's going to bring more prestige back to those titles than anybody has ever have before. Miz told Styles to stop worrying about Cena because he was beating Cena before beating Cena was cool. Miz says that he's the one who made the IC Championship more prestigious than anyone in recent memory, which is true. Styles said that the last time they were in Memphis, he knocked Miz's teeth out with a phenomenal forearm, if you guys remember that. That was all over WWE.com. Miz knocked, or AJ Styles knocked Miz's front two teeth out. Ooh. Kevin Dunn Kevin Dunn quickly sent him to his dentist and overnight got new veneers. Had to be. Miz had dental problems. Who did he go to? Miz, come here, man. Come here. Let me give you my dentist, man. He's the best in the world, man. He'll take care of you, man. Anyway, moving on. So that led to a match between Styles and The Miz to open SmackDown Live. McMahon stopped them before things got out of control, booked the match right there to open the show. So Miz versus AJ Styles. John Cena was on commentary for this match. I really didn't care about the match itself. Pretty much what happened at the end of this match was all that was needed to know here. We had both men fighting on the outside, Styles and The Miz. Styles tried to throw Miz into John Cena as he sat on commentary. Cena coming from a mile away. He got up, he stopped him. A big brawl happened on the outside. And, you know, it led to John Cena going into the ring, chasing after The Miz and Styles. You know, Miz ate a double or an AA, and then Styles jumped off the rope for a phenomenal forearm. He was delivered with an AA. And John Cena stood tall in the end. He AA'd both The Miz and AJ Styles, and he stood tall with the WWE Championship, hanging right above AJ Styles, holding the title up in the air, and that was pretty much it. So they're really building John Cena up as, you know what, this guy is going to be looking tough. He might have had some weeks off. He might have some ring rust, but he's getting ready, and he's going to bring the fight to AJ Styles at the Royal Rumble. Nikki Bella and Natalya. I will say this about this feud. They did not have a match, but they were supposed to have a face-to-face confrontation here. Nikki Bella, her attire and her ring attire, especially the lower half, kind of grew over the span of a week. You know, last week it was like fucking underwear. You know, there was pretty much nothing there, which I don't mind. I don't mind looking at it, but her ring attire this week went back to normal, and it was a little bit, filled out. So it wasn't like last week where she was pretty much wearing next to nothing. Natalya came out, and she didn't walk down to greet Nikki in the ring. She was in the audience, and she said, Bella said that Natalya was best at stabbing people in the back. Natalya came through the crowd, like I said, and she told Nikki to watch the Titantron. She went to the merchandising desk in the fucking concession stands, and she's looking at the t-shirts hanging on the fucking wall. She's yelling at the salespeople there. She's like, where's the Nikki Bella merchandise? Oh, fantastic! It's laying right next to the fucking John Cena merchandise. Great placement there, you fucking goon. And then she's like, oh, there's the Dolph Ziggler merchandise, there's this merchandise. Where's the fucking Natalya merchandise? I see you got my fucking uncle's merchandise. Bret the Hitman Hart, he's not even a fucking active performer. Some disrespect here. So Natalya pretty much was upset that she had no merchandise at the booth. Natalya said that Bret Hart and Nikki would die alone. So, I don't know what happened here. I don't know why Natalya is, pretty much throwing shade at Bret Hart. I don't know, Bret Hart probably fucking blamed Seth Rollins for this segment. I don't fucking know. But, she said that Bret and Nikki would die alone. Natalya grabbed some merchandise. Quickly, Nikki Bella ran to the concession stand. There was a big fucking brawl that broke out. You know, she was throwing shirts all over the place. Officials and security were holding them back. Some people on Twitter were telling me this was cringe. What was cringe about this? Really, what was cringe about that? You'd rather watch Bayley fucking give you poems in the middle of the ring, nursery rhymes in the middle of the ring? You'd rather Charlotte stand there with her fucking huge mole, sounding like I am a robot. I am the Raw Women's Champion. I have an undefeated pay-per-view streak. Really. If you're going to recite lines, I would like you to sound more like a human being, you know? What is this delivery that she has? And I noticed some of you guys mentioned it in my Raw review. I went back and watched it because I DVR every fucking Monday Night Raw. Don't know why. Taking up fucking space on my Verizon box. But I went back and I listened to Charlotte. You know, she can cut a good promo when she wants to, but the delivery is fucking miserable. What was great about Raw's segment last night? It was fucking terrible. Who gives a shit about Bayley and Charlotte? It's been done before. And they did it in NXT, and it sounded real, and it had real emotion, and we were invested. Everything, I swear to you think I'm kidding you, everything that Monday Night Raw touches turns to cancer. I swear to God. At least on Monday Night Raw, right, we get trash. And they know it's trash, yet they put it out there anyway. On SmackDown, we get women segment after women segment, pretty much using all the women. I'm still wondering where Naomi is, you know? Thank God Eva Marie's off the fucking show. But Natalya, Nikki, we didn't see Carmella this week. She's not really in much of anything right now. She's with James Ellsworth, but she's been on TV. They got some minor fucking angle going on there. But Natalya, Carmella's been on TV. She wasn't here tonight. Nikki, Alexa, and Becky. They're all a part of the show. And go figure, it's a 2-hour show. But you, Charlotte, and Bayley, and Sasha fucking dick riders, you can't see what's right in front of you. The Raw women are garbage. And you still have people complaining to me, oh, why didn't you like the Charlotte and Sasha steel cage match? Number one, you fucking goon, it wasn't a steel cage match, okay? There's a difference between steel cage and Hell in a Cell. Number two, that match didn't need a Hell in a Cell, okay? They made it a Hell in a Cell because they love shoving the political agenda down your throat. It didn't need it. It didn't call for it. It wasn't wanted by the majority of the fucking people who know how to book a proper wrestling show. It was wanted by the fucking higher-ups to sell a goddamn fucking pay-per-view and coin the phrase triple main event and have Charlotte and Sasha stand alone at the top while the rest of the fucking division on Monday Night Raw sits in a fucking ghost town in the middle of nowhere. Meanwhile, they're having a Hell in a Cell match that didn't even perform like a Hell in a Cell match. Well, JD, how come you're not saying anything bad about Becky and Alexa? Well, this feud actually called for the steel cage. I mean, why was Charlotte and Sasha Banks inside Hell in a Cell? What the fuck were they fighting over? What were they fighting over? You know? You want to play hot potato? I'll go to fucking Wendy's and get you a fucking baked potato with sour cream cheese and some fucking chives on the side. Seriously. That's what they're fighting over. They're fighting over a Wendy's hot fucking potato. Okay? And throw some extra fucking cheddar cheese on that baked potato, will you? Over here, they're fighting for the fucking women's championship on SmackDown. They're fighting inside a steel cage because they got a fucking crazy masked woman running around infiltrating their matches. So, the common sense thing to do is, okay, we'll put them in a steel cage. And, you know, visually, it makes sense. You know how WWE books their steel cage matches. Every time a steel cage match happens, something fucking happens. There's always someone interfering in the fucking match, whether they're climbing the cage, whether the officials get knocked out, whether they just walk on into the fucking cage like they did tonight. Something happens. Something outlandish, but the match called for a steel cage, or the feud called for a steel cage. And I'm fucking going completely off key here. The women on SmackDown are being utilized better than Monday Night Raw. Case in point, okay? I don't need to go on any further. If you enjoy Bayley, I should say, and Charlotte and Sasha, you are enjoying mediocrity. With Becky and Alexa, we're seeing two women that deserve to be on television. Natalya and Nikki, they're not even fighting over anything. And the feud between Nikki and Natalya feels more real. I want someone to explain this to me. I want to see what you fucking have to say to me. Why does Natalya and Nikki feel more real? And why is there more emotion in this? And they're both total divas. Why is there more emotion in this than we see with Charlotte and Bayley? Why? These two women aren't even fighting over a fucking title. Where's the excuse now? Huh? Is it because Charlotte and Bayley are terrible fucking actors? Are the script writers that fucking bad? Are they just miserable fucking performers? What is it? Huh? Why is Nikki and Natalya having more emotion in their feud than Bayley and Charlotte? And you could probably even say Charlotte and Sasha. It's the truth. You don't like hearing the truth? Go fucking watch somebody else who's gonna sugarcoat everything. Oh, Charlotte is the greatest female of all time. Sasha is the greatest female of all time. She's the boss, man. Not gonna hear none of that here, man. You're not gonna hear none of that here. Okay? I don't fucking suck dick. I'm not fucking signed to a WWE deal. I'm not fucking promoting their product. And I'm not fucking kissing their ass. I come on here, I talk wrestling, I give you guys the fucking truth, I go over everything that I see in turn to spawn it off to you guys in hopes that you see the same thing. You don't agree with me? Fine. But hopefully you have the fucking common sense to understand where I'm coming from. That's all I ask. More emotion in Natalya and Nikki than anything we're seeing on Monday Night Raw. And I would love to know why. Because it makes no fucking sense to me. Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton. I was intrigued by this match. I thought something big was going to happen here as far as match-wise goes in the ring. But it seemed very boring to me, man. It was very slow, very methodical. Randy Orton wrestled a typical Randy Orton match. Started to pick up at the end because there has been issues with the Wyatt family. And Luke Harper, what is with this guy, man? Luke Harper intentionally got in this match for literally no reason but to fuck Randy Orton over. He didn't give a fuck about the family as a unit. He wanted to fuck Randy Orton over big time. So there was a point here where Dean Ambrose was about to be impaled with Randy Orton's DDT. He got out of it the first time. Okay? So he does a suicide dive onto Luke Harper on the outside. He tries to go back in the ring. This time he gets caught with the DDT. DDT'd him right in the ring. Okay? He was getting ready to do the RKO. So, being that Luke Harper was just suicide dived on, he wants to get onto the apron and goes into the ring to attack Dean Ambrose while Randy Orton is doing his fucking RKO motion. He's getting ready to do the RKO. Referee stops him. Bray Wyatt trying to stop him. Randy Orton gets up, says, "What the fuck are you doing?" So Randy Orton's going over to Luke Harper from behind. Dean Ambrose gets up from the DDT, rolls over on Randy Orton. 1, 2, 3 with a roll from behind. He moves out of the way. He escapes the ring, and Luke Harper fucked over Randy Orton. Post-match, Randy Orton's getting to Luke Harper's face. "You got a problem with me? Just come out and say it. Do something about it." Bray Wyatt's in between as if he's trying to pretty much separate two sons. Bray Wyatt reminded me of the father figure here, which pretty much he is. He's the patriarch of the Wyatt family. He's holding Randy Orton back. He's holding Luke Harper back as if he's getting in between his two sons who are about to fight over fucking spilled milk at home, you know? So Harper and Orton are going at it. They do throw some punches at each other, and that was it. That was pretty much it, man. So whatever is happening with the Wyatt family is definitely intriguing, and it's certainly going to lead to something bigger at WrestleMania. I thought they were going to be, at least solid again and try and go after the tag team championships, but that clearly is not the case, which leaves American Alpha, who I just thought of right now, they weren't even on the show. They had the week off. So I don't know what's going to go on with American Alpha. They have no competition right now, being that Zack Ryder's hurt. So WWE's got to do a better job at getting the tag team divisions on both brands. That's one thing that is miserable on both brands is the tag team division. I don't know what they're going to do. Hearing rumors of the Revival being called up. So clearly you can't send them to Raw. They will be completely fucking wasted and devalued more so than anybody. So I'm thinking Revival and Joe go to SmackDown post WrestleMania. Or Revival at least go to SmackDown post WrestleMania. Joe is going to be up in the Royal Rumble. I just have a feeling, like I said, it's going to be Joe and Cena at WrestleMania. But one thing I forgot to mention here, you guys were asking me, who do I see in the Elimination Chamber? Obviously, Cena, Styles. I think Baron Corbin's going to be in there. And I think Bray Wyatt, Randy Orton, and Luke Harper. I think they're going to utilize Luke Harper in the Elimination Chamber. Because you got to keep in mind, WWE doesn't have to fill the whole 3 hours. But the Elimination Chamber is going to take up about 40 minutes, all right? You're going to have women's matches. You're probably going to get Natty versus Nikki. You're probably going to get Alexa, defending the women's championship again, maybe against somebody else. I don't know. We're going to have a tag team championship match, I'm assuming. Maybe we're going to get Dolph Ziggler in some way. I don't know. The Miz versus Ambrose. They're going to fill out the rest of the card, which I think they're going to do. Maybe Ziggler versus Apollo Crews. I don't know. So they got to be careful of time management. I'm thinking Cena, Styles, Corbin, Orton, Wyatt, and Harper. Because by that time, I think the Royal Rumble is really going to have the Wyatt family fall apart at the seams. They're going to be all over each other in the Royal Rumble simply because it's every man for himself. They're not coming out like the fucking New Day and proclaiming that if one of us wins, we all win the Royal Rumble. No, motherfucker. It's every man for himself in the Royal Rumble. Get it right. There's fucking unity in the Royal Rumble, man. Like I mentioned on my Monday Night Raw review when we were watching the 1992 Royal Rumble. Fucking Bobby the Brain Heenan cheering for Ric Flair. You guys know it if you guys remember it. Ric Flair. There's no fucking friends. There's no camaraderie in the Royal Rumble. Bobby Heenan says, well, I would do that to my fucking grandmother if the WWF Championship was on the line. And Gorilla Monsoon's, yeah, of course you would. Yeah, exactly. It don't matter who's in the ring. You fucking do what you got to do. Every man for himself. I think the Royal Rumble is going to break the Wyatt family completely. And then from there, we see the Elimination Chamber. And that really is going to spell doom for all three. And probably lead to something with Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton and Luke Harper in the end being right. Because he has a feeling right now that Randy Orton is doing all of this. And he's trying to convince Bray Wyatt that it's all his fault. He wants this to happen. So I'm thinking by the time the elimination comes around, it's really going to be evident that Randy Orton is devising a plan to kill the Wyatt family from within. So, very interesting stuff there. I'm liking it. The King's Court with Jerry Lawler. I was wondering why the King's Court was coming back, and then I seen it was in Memphis. Jerry Lawler's a fucking king in Memphis, literally. So the King's Court is back. His first guest was Dolph Ziggler. The King asked him, what the fuck is going on here? What's up with his new attitude? What's up with the attitude change? Lawler says he thinks Ziggler is frustrated because he hasn't been winning matches as of late, and that's why he turned angry and frustrated. Lawler showed footage of Ziggler, pretty much what he did with Kalisto and Apollo Crews. Ziggler was about to leave, and Lawler said, listen, what's going on here, man? I could have had a fucking oil painting out here, and I could have had a better interview. What's going on? Speak to me. What is going on with you? So, Ziggler, up until this point, didn't say anything. Ziggler said, you know what, Jerry? I brought some footage of my own. And he wanted to show it to Lawler. Ziggler showed footage of him elbowing Lawler in a match September 2012, which Lawler had his heart attack on Raw, okay? That was the time when Lawler had his heart attack on Raw, which was real, okay? There was no bullshit. It was real. They took him to the hospital. It was a huge fucking scare, live on air. Ziggler pointed out that the match took place minutes before Lawler had his heart attack, and that Ziggler knows that Lawler blamed him for it because they showed Ziggler repeatedly elbowing the King in the middle of the ring. Ziggler said Lawler should have blamed him for it because that's exactly what it looked like. Ziggler noted that it took a while for Lawler to face him in person and threatened to finish what he started 4 years ago if Lawler didn't stop asking questions. Lawler said that it's too bad, as he got one more question for him. Lawler asked how he feels to be a loser despite changing his character. Ziggler super kicked Lawler, and listen, I want you guys to pay attention to this, okay? This is why this segment was so fucking great. Ziggler's facial expressions were fucking awesome. The way he came out with a cold look in his face, he honestly did look, and I don't mean to, use the term, but he did look broken. Ziggler did look broken. He super kicked Jerry Lawler, which was automatically going to garner massive heat because he's in Memphis and it's the King. And the King is fucking beloved in Memphis. But he super kicked him. Not in the face. He super kicked him in the chest. And that's what made this entire segment so fucking great. Yes, I seen JBL trip up. Yes, I seen him fall. Okay? I seen it several times. I didn't notice it live because I was just thinking about how great this segment was, that Ziggler couldn't have played this any better, man. He was cold, calculating. When he did speak, he brought up something of the past that made sense to the fucking segment he was in. Lawler was used as a catalyst. They brought up the whole heart attack thing, which, yes, I understand could be, WWE garnering up bad feelings and making fun of a situation that was fucking, we could have lost Jerry Lawler that night. But obviously they ran this by him. He was okay with it. Obviously it was cleared. So it's all for the betterment of the story, man. If Lawler's okay with it, it's fine. I didn't find any problem with it. Lawler is good. Lawler's in good health. Lawler's healthy. We haven't heard anything bad about Lawler. It happened. It happened. It's something that happened. You're going to look back on it and say, you know why? That was a fucked up time. But if you could use something like that to get Ziggler over as a legit fucking heel, why not? That's great. When you play into real life, and we mentioned this, why are you people coming to me saying, why did you like that? It was horrible. It was WWE poking fun at Jerry the King Lawler, embarrassing him, making him look bad. No, it wasn't. This is a real life situation being portrayed in a storyline. If you want emotion, that's exactly what they wanted out of you. They want you to feel animosity towards Ziggler and towards what he's doing now. They want you to feel that way towards the segment. That means they got it over. When you take something that happened in real life and portray it in story like they did here beautifully with Dolph Ziggler, that's what's going to garner the best emotion possible. I have no problem with what happened here. Absolutely none. He super kicked him in the chest. Ziggler walked to the back and Lawler was screaming, "Get back here. If you're a man, you would face me. Get back here." Ziggler stopped and he heard Lawler yelling from the ring and he smiled and walked away. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now if they only turn Roman Reigns into a fucking dick like Dolph Ziggler, maybe my opinion on Roman Reigns would change like that. SmackDown Live Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss versus Becky Lynch. Really didn't do anything for me as far as the match goes. It started off really slow. It started to pick up a little bit towards the end, but they weren't given enough time to me. This match wasn't given enough time. It went about, 12 minutes? They started at the 9:40 hour. They took 2 commercial breaks. It went about 12 minutes. There was a big spot with a nice exploder suplex off the top rope. Becky Lynch tried to escape the cage. She came this close from escaping the cage over the top. Becky pulled her by the hair back into the ring. But none of what happened in the match was of importance. Alexa Bliss retained the title. La Luchadora pretty much walked right into the fucking cage. Alexa, I'm assuming the referee was holding the fucking door open, right? Because Alexa wanted the door to be open. At one point, she wanted to escape through the door. You know, so she went back into the ring to go attend to Becky. And next thing you know, the referees are just allowing, like she's knocking on the fucking door with a fucking bun cake. Hey guys, I'm here. Yeah, you got the alcohol? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, she's standing right on top of the steel caps. The referees just let her right into the fucking cage, you know? So, we see La Luchadora again. And the way she was moving this time, you knew it was Mickey. You knew it was Mickey, the way Mickey bounced. She's got that unique bounce, does Mickie James. So we knew it was her by the way she was moving and the way she stands, you know, whatever the case may be. We all knew it was Mickey. So at the end of this, La Luchadora is attacking Becky. Alexa had just won the match and retained the title. Alexa's telling La Luchadora to put the boots to her. They're both putting the boots to Becky. Becky starts fighting out. She pushes Alexa away. She's got La Luchadora in an unprecarious position. She's got her bent over. She pulls the mask off. Mickie James is under the mask, and she's smiling. I love Mickey. Now, Mickey was great as a face, but I could see that getting boring real fucking quick. I am glad they brought her back as a heel. I think Mickey, with her fucking crazy tendencies, I think she plays the psychotic heel a little bit better than she does the babyface. It was great to see her against Asuka at TakeOver Toronto. Don't get me wrong, but I see that getting bored very quickly. I think Mickey has a lot more longevity as a heel, and then you can turn her babyface whenever you want. But I think a heel Mickey versus a face Becky is a money fucking feud. It really is. And then before you know it, I see Mickey turning on Alexa because she wants the title. She wants the bigger prize in this whole thing. She's helping Alexa right now to pretty much befriend her, find out what her weak points are. That's what Mickey's going to do. She's going to pretty much analyze Alexa. She's going to pinpoint her weaknesses, and then she's going to snap, and she's going to try and take the title for herself. And I said, I see Mickey versus Becky for the title at WrestleMania being a money fucking feud. Believe me. That's what I think is going to happen. Mickie James, La Luchadora, finally unmasked. This is all going to be behind us. It was always going to be Mickey, but for the last couple weeks, it was Deonna Purrazzo portraying La Luchadora. In the end, we all knew it was going to be Mickey, and tonight is the night she debuted. Happy to have her on SmackDown Live. SmackDown Live's women's division is so much more superior than Monday Night Raw's, man. Great stuff tonight, and again, they build the fucking show with simple storylines, and they even give you something for next week, man. We got Randy Orton versus Luke Harper next week after what happened. So that's something to look forward to, being that it's one of SmackDown's biggest storylines. And they're doing a great job, man. Kudos to SmackDown. They continue to fucking keep everybody interested, and it never gets boring. That's the most important thing. I feel energized after watching SmackDown. Whereas on Monday, I'm ready for fucking bed as soon as it's over, man. Raw makes you feel stupid. Raw makes you feel like a fucking retard. SmackDown makes you feel like an excited wrestling fan. So that's your SmackDown review, man. Good show tonight. And I will be back. I'm going to be doing an NXT review. I'm going to be doing that for Thursday, so make sure you guys check that out. I will be doing an Off The Script Extra, I believe, tomorrow night, so make sure you guys stick to the channel. I'm going to be talking about Kurt Angle and a possible AJ Styles match. Please check out that Audible link. If you guys like taking audio on the go with you, whether you're on the bus, whether you're on the train, whether you're at the office, and you need something to listen to, man, audibletrial.com/off the script. It's audibletrial.com. I got to get used to that. audibletrial.com/off the script. The link is going to be down below at the very top. Check it out and help out the show, man. It's fucking free. You have nothing to lose. You can cancel it anytime. And if you like the service, it's fucking great. It's a win-win situation, man. So they're sponsoring the podcast. Thank you to those guys. And I will be back with more great WWE content. Check out the Monday Night Raw review. Check out Off The Script, all on the channel right now. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter, at JD from NY206. Subscribe to the fucking channel. 71,000 we just hit. Thank you, guys. And I will see you all later in the week with great WWE content. I'll talk to you guys later, and have a great night.